and grateful for everything. Being thankful and grateful for being awake, for being thankful and grateful for being here another day with each and every one of you, right? Being thankful and grateful for, you know, the times that are going on right now, because it's showing a lot. Good morning, Zay. It's showing a lot. It's showing a lot of who we are, what we've been doing, what we haven't been doing. It speaks to, you know, character. It speaks to, you know, how we're taking advantage of the time, or if we're not even taking advantage of it. A lot is being revealed. A lot is being revealed during these times. A lot has been said. A lot has been done. There are a lot of revelations that are happening. You know, there are certain people who are actually taking advantage of the times that we have. People are taking advantage of the fact that, you know, we're going through trials and tribulations, and the time in the world right now is just not technically ideal. But again, these are the times that are really showing us who we are, what we're doing, why we're here, what we need to be doing. There's many different things. So let's get into it, guys. Good morning, each and every one of you. How we doing today, guys? How we feeling? How we feeling? Drop it in the chat. Y'all let me know how we doing on this bright, beautiful Friday. Guys, it's Friday. It's Friday. Thank you. Okay. Hope y'all had an amazing, blessed week. Hope you guys had a great trading week. Even though it was NFP week, a lot of trades were slapping. I've seen a lot of you guys flip your accounts. Not even just double them, but 947%. Shout out to you, Mel. Honestly, shout out to you for really, really diving deep into that bag. But that just goes to show that the system that we have, it works, and we just gotta plug into it. Really just show up and plug in, right? At the end of the day, guys, we are all in control of our own success. So it's really up to you how bad you want it and what you want to get from it. You know what I mean? If you really, really want it, like I said, if your family is locked up and you got to go through this and that to get it done, what are you willing to do, right? So how we feeling? How we feeling? Blessed, feeling wonderful, blessed the gator, grateful, great, feeling blessed, awesome, good. For the rest of you that didn't drop anything into the chat, I hope y'all are having a great, blessed day so far as well. Like I said, it is Friday. Markets are closing today at 5 p.m. Like I said, hope y'all had a great, blessed week. Shout out to the new wave trade ideas. This was the first week that we ran that channel, and I'm super proud of each of you who have been putting in the effort behind it. Shout out to Naquana, Mel, and Marlon for really feeding the family this week through the channel. Y'all really stepped out. 73% accurate so far in just the first week. Those are great numbers for just being the first week, you know what I mean? So shout out to you guys for, you know, like I said, stepping up, stepping out, and making sure that everybody's eating, not just your specific team, your specific family, but like the entire new wave, right? And this is just the beginning. We have a lot of great things to move forward to. So big shout out for that. And I'm glad we started to do that, because now everybody's going to be eating together as a collective. And that's what we're here for, right? One band, one sound, right? Cool. So if anybody paid attention to the picture that was up while we were getting our jam on, it said, never let a good crisis go to waste. All right. And I came across a video that was shared. And the day I got the video was the day some things had gone down in my house. If you know, you know. But I don't believe in coincidences. I don't believe that. It's funny because I got the video while it was happening without me realizing that it was happening, right? Watched the video, paid attention to it, and then boom, another crisis hit. Not just the big global crisis, but my own little personal situations that had gone on. So I really wanted to share my thoughts on that video, share some notes on that video, because really and truly, the initial reaction, the initial emotion, I'll say, to what had happened, no coincidences. Yeah, definitely not. I don't believe it. The initial reaction to what had happened, without me getting a chance to actually step back and analyze the whole situation from the Panda movie. From me getting a chance to step back and analyze the whole entire situation, I realized that everything happens for a reason. There are no coincidences. And when things go wrong, when you're faced with adversity, understand that whenever you're faced with adversity, there is a seed of opportunity, right? There is a seed of opportunity that is planted within the midst of adversity. Now, that all comes with your perspective on the situation. Right? That all comes with your perspective on the situation and how you analyze things. All right, so let's go to it. Never let a good crisis go to waste, right? First thing I'm going to tell you guys, get out of survival mode. Get out of survival mode. We've been in quarantine for 3 months. Nobody should be on survival mode anymore. No one should be stressing and worrying about what's going to happen, whatever the case is. It's apparent what's happening. We see what's happening. We understand that we have no control at the same time. We understand that it's bigger than the governors. It's bigger than the presidents. It's bigger than all of that. This is a global issue, right? So we've gone through a few months of what's going to happen, how are things going to turn out, what are we going to do? Cool. At this point, we should have had a game plan, and now we're putting this game plan to action because this is not going away anytime soon. It doesn't make sense to sit in survival mode during the whole duration of this pandemic, during the whole duration of this ordeal, right? You don't want to just be surviving. You don't want to just be striving, right? You need to aim to come out of this entire situation thriving, whether it's the coronavirus or whether it's the impact on George Floyd's death, whatever the case is, right? What are you going to do to make a difference? Because at the end of the day, you have to be the change you wish to see in the world, right? So what are you going to do to make a difference in your life so that you can continue to help make that difference in other people's lives, or help translate that to your surroundings and your environment, or for the people who look up to you, right? If you're constantly sitting there in survival mode, playing the victim, saying, why me, you'll never get to go anywhere. You're going to end up sitting in a slump, not actually moving forward, not actually pushing towards those goals, not actually getting anything done, right? There was a post, let me see if I can find it real quick. There was a post that my friend had put up on Snapchat the other day, and I actually screenshotted it and reposted it. It basically said, I don't have it, hold on. It says, in terms of everything that's going on, right? Specifically to George Floyd's death and the impact that it's had on the world. Some are posting on social media. Some are protesting in the streets. Some are donating silently. Some are educating themselves. Some are having tough conversations with family and friends. A revolution has many lanes. Be kind to yourself and to others who are traveling in the same direction. Just keep your foot on the gas, okay? So understand that we're in a year where there's a huge shift. There's a huge change. We thought January and February was bad, 2020. We're 6 months in, and look at the crap that has started to unfold. You would look at the beginning of the year like, oh, that was cake. That was nothing, right? Coronavirus hit, Kobe died, whole bunch of other, now we're in quarantine. Like a whole bunch of stuff is just, and then boom, civil rights movement is literally underway, right? So you have to ask yourself, and you have to realize that everybody is affected in some sort of way when it comes to this. Everybody is facing adversity in some sort of way, whether it's directly or indirectly. We're all dealing with some hardships, and I find that the past couple weeks has been heavy on a lot of us, right? So my question to you is, how are you going to react to the situations that we're being faced with right now, right? What are the things that you're going to do to help make a difference, to make a change in your life so that you can move forward effectively, right? Fear is a reaction. Being fearful of the unknown doesn't make any sense, because now not only are you putting yourself through it twice, but now you're wasting precious, valuable time that can be put towards other possibilities, or other ailments or other treatments to whatever situations that you're dealing with. Sitting and moping and not doing, yes, you want to take a time to really just collect yourself. You have to, especially with what's going on these days. You have to take a minute to just analyze and just be internalized. That's the word I want to use. You want to internalize what's happening. You want to internalize you and your thoughts and your actions and where you want to go. You want to make sure that you're not losing sight of your vision. Don't lose sight of your vision, right? Understand that vision is something that's so far beyond that you literally have to use your imagination and your mind to see. When you close your eyes, you should see where you're going in the future. Whenever you start to think about it, you should have those pictures painted in your head. I always talk about mentally rehearsing where you want to be, mentally rehearsing the things you want to have, mentally rehearsing what it's going to look like when you walk on that stage or whatever the case is, or you know, living the life that you want to live or who you're going to help, right? That's the vision. If you close your eyes and you can't see that, baby steps. Start with today. What am I going to get done today? What is going to be on my list of goals for today? Start with the entire week. What is my week going to look like? What are the things that I'm going to get done? What am I going to put my best foot forward towards? Start with the month, right? Visualize how far you can see and just remember never to lose that vision, right? Like I said, right now we're going through a lot of exposure. Time is exposing a lot of things, a lot of people, a lot of situations, and change is happening. Revolution is happening, or revelation, I should say, is happening, right? So instead of reacting through your emotions, I mean, you got to react to your emotions, yes, but instead of wasting your reactions through your emotions or wasting your energy on certain reactions, you want to focus that energy on things that are going to help you. And that comes with work. Whatever it is you need to work towards, you just got to work and just keep working. And every single day you tackle and you work and you work, whatever aspects it is. If it's really focusing in on your trading, shout out Mel, you work. Almost 1,000%, almost 1,000% in growth of her trading account this week. And if I'm not mistaken, it's actually only been 3 days. You can correct me if I'm wrong. Just work. You just focus up. You settle in. You pay attention to what's happening. You just work. Right? Definition of work. Any activity involving mental or physical effort done in order to achieve a purpose or result. Let me say that again. Definition of work. Any activity involving mental or physical effort done in order to achieve a purpose or result, right? Mental or physical effort. That's what I want to highlight right there. In order to achieve a purpose or result. So what's your purpose, guys? You don't gotta answer this. It's more so a thought-provoking question, right? What's your purpose on this earth, in this space, in this universe? What have you come here to get done? What are your end goals when it comes to the task that you put yourself in? There's always a general end goal that we always look for, no matter what it is that we do. For some people, it's literally just self-fulfillment and just, being able to know that you've accomplished something. Cool. For some people, it's impact. No matter whatever zone that they step into, they look to change somebody's life for the better. They look to add value to somebody's life for the better. For some people, it's a financial fulfillment. Whatever it is that they do, they're looking for some type of financial gain. Whatever your purpose is, what is your purpose? There's one thing that you really have to know. Same thing about, it's similar to it's similar but different to your desires. Because your desires are now your wants. Your desires are now the things that you need in your life, the things that you're gunning for. But your purpose is a fulfillment. Your purpose is, something that you've set out to do. You've set out to become or to be, or whatever the case is, right? So until you're able to figure out what your purpose is, it's going to be very difficult for you to move within certain spaces. So at least this way, if you know what your purpose is, you're able to move through those spaces effectively. Me, I know one of my purposes is literally to impact and to uplift and to help people in any single way. And when I look back at all the different accolades that I've had, a good chunk, I'm not going to put a random number on it, but the majority, anywhere from 75% upwards of the things that I've done in some way, shape, or form has impacted somebody else's life to help them become better. Whether it's me being a specific role model, or me coaching and teaching you, or somebody, or whatever the case is, me setting the example. That in turn, I'm doing it to make sure that I'm reaching an impact. I'm fulfilling something. I'm helping to add value to other people's lives, to show them like, y'all, you can do it too, right? That's me. Like, I know what my purpose is. So I want you guys to really sit and figure out and think to yourselves and ask yourselves, what is my ultimate purpose in this life? What is something that I always look to achieve, no matter what task I enter into? No matter whatever I set my mind to, what is something that I'm looking to get done? What is something that I'm looking to accomplish? What are going to be some variables during my process that's going to help me do that? And then this is where now you want to connect. You want to connect things, right? So let me go into it real quick. I apologize for any religious beliefs or whatever the case is. I am reading a word coming from Romans 8:28, Romans chapter 8:28, and it says, "And we know that all things work together for good to those who love God, to those who are called according to his purpose." I'm gonna read it again. Listen to the words and listen to the context of the words, right? And we know, so we already know what it is. We already know what's up, right? We know what's gonna happen once we put the work in, right? And we know that all things work together. Remember, I always say there's no coincidences. It's funny how certain people pop into your life or certain situations arise at specific times, and you're like, wow, what are the odds? Yeah, the universe. Those are the odds, right? It's meant to happen, right? All things work together for good, right? Honestly, remember, work comes before the good. The good is going to come, but the work comes before the good. All things work together for the good, right? To those who love God, or to those who believe in the highest power of the universe, right? To those who are called according to his purpose. To those who are placed in situations according to his purpose. Now, I always say there's certain people that I've encountered in this business. There's certain people that I've come across in this business. And I always say there's a reason for everything. There's a reason why, if Reggie's on this call, yes, he is. There's a reason why we've gone through 2 teams before reaching this one. Because the people that we're here with now, we've created such a tighter bond. We've been able to create a stronger foundation, a stronger backing, right? But understand that regardless, these are the people who are called to fulfill their purpose in many different ways. We could all be here in the same opportunity and still have different purposes in life. But understand that when we work together for good, then we know. And we know that the good will come. And we know that according to the universe's plan, it's going to come into fruition, right? So what do we do? What are we supposed to do? All things work together for good. So what are we supposed to do? Work, 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 execute, right? In the midst of adversity, you need to execute. You need to execute. I always say this. There's levels to this, right? Let's pull it back to the charts real quick, right? We have the uptrend. Boom, you hit a level of support or resistance. My fault. Whatever it is. Cool. Okay. Hit a level of resistance. What happens? It finds its level of support once it bounces back. Now it's trapped in a zone, bouncing, 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 bouncing. That's the way we move, right? We're in momentum. We're pushing. We're pushing. We're going on an uptrend. On an uptrend. Cool. Boom. We hit a level. All right. And then we hit a support. All right. Now during that time of consolidation, what's happening? Work. We're making sure that we have a steady support before the next breakout to the uptrend, to the upside. It's in a trend, right? We're on an uptrend. What happens in uptrends? A lot of consolidation, and there's some pullbacks, but it's still an uptrend, right? That's exactly where we're placed right now in this opportunity. That's exactly where we're placed right now in our lives, right? We're on the uptrend. We might be in a little bit of a consolidation. That's okay, because we're working. We're creating a syllabus. We're creating welcome letters. We're creating our own schedule. We're creating things that are going to help us. That's it. We're creating things that are going to help us have more support so that we can break out to the upside. We've created a signals chat now. We're becoming more independent. We're growing and we're learning within this space, right? And then what happens when we're ready to break out? Y'all ever notice when you see a trade ready just before the breakout, it hits that level a couple times, it hits, it pulls back, hits, it pulls back? That's when it's the hardest, because now it's really ready to break through right there, but it's still something, right? It hits it a couple times, and then you look and you see, boom, it finally broke a higher high. And then what happens after that? It keeps going. It's on the uptrend, right? Things get worse before they get better. You are going to hit a lot of problems before it's time for you to continue on that uptrend, before it's time for you to level up, before it's time for you to become that better version of you, before it's time for you to take your business to the next level. Because you're going to be tested and retested to make sure that you're the person that you need to be so that you can make it to the next level, so that you have enough strength to get to the next level. Because you're not going to break through if you don't have enough strength. Pay attention, right? There's a reason why during consolidation, you're bouncing between zones. And whenever you can't break through that resistance, what happens? You fall back to the support. You got to go back to the support. You got to go work on that support. You're testing the support. Your support's strong enough for it to not break down to the downside. Cool. That means you got more work to do. You got more consolidation to do. You got more work to do. You got to build up that strength before you can finally break through, before you can finally break out. So anytime you're about to move to the next level, you are going to encounter the most crap. You're going to encounter the most stress. You're going to encounter your toughest situations. You're going to encounter a lot of things not going your way. This is all a test. This is all a test to see, are you truly ready for the next level? Remember what I told you guys a while back? Your money is going to meet you where you're at. Your rank is going to meet you where you're at. Your situation is always going to come back and meet you where you're at. It doesn't matter if you've made it up to that next level. Y'all hear fake outs. Y'all seen a fake out before. What happens during a fake out? It breaks the level and it comes right back into the consolidation. It's going to meet you where you're at. Right? Maybe we made a band or two bands in the market. Cool. But if you truly didn't grow to get that, your money's going to meet you back where you're at. $200, $300, if not a blown account. Because you weren't ready for that level. You weren't ready for the breakout yet. It's going to humble you. It's going to bring you back. Never shy away from adversity. Never shy away from your trials and tribulations. Never step back from your situation when it gets too tough. Because what happens when you step back? What happens when you start to shy away from it? What happens when you start to doubt yourself and then think things are not working and things are getting hard and why me? You're going to come right back to your support. You're going to come right back to your support. And if you're not careful, and you drop back down here too many times, you're going to break that support. Now you're on a downtrend. Now you're reverting back from your growth. It's like when you're moving forward, why are you going to look back? The past is going to be right behind you. So if you're moving forward, but you're constantly moving back and looking back, you're constantly looking back, but you're constantly looking back, next thing you know, you realize that you haven't moved because you're not looking forward. You're not focused on your growth. You're not focused on what's happening right in front of you. You're so worried about what happened in the past. You're so worried about what you haven't done that it's always going to creep up on you. Don't get too close to it to the point where you're back doing your old stuff. Don't get too close to it to now where you're undoing all of the good habits that you've put into play. Don't get too close to it to now where your old paradigms are taking a hold of you again. Because once they do, oh, it's so hard to get rid of those. Because that's what you've been grown up with. That's what you were conditioned to do. That's what you've been trained to do. That's why you want to build or break old habits and build the new ones. It's easy to sit in your paradigm, in your old paradigm. It's so easy. It's hard to break it and to sit in the new ones that you've created and continue to sit in the new ones and push and push and push and push and make them your new paradigm. It's not easy, but you can't keep looking back. You can't keep dwelling on the past. You can't keep dwelling on what you didn't do. You can't change the past. You know what you can change though? You can change what's in front of you. You can change your future. You can change the path that you're going on. You can't change the path going back. That path has already been set. Y'all ever walk into some snow and you see you walk into like fresh snow, or you're walking in the sand and you see your footprints, you look back and you look at your footprints, or you look back and you look in the snow and you see your footprints? The path has already been made. You can't go back and change that. It's already been set, right? But when you look forward, there's still a fresh fresh sheet of snow, a fresh sheet of sand, whatever the case is, however you want to think of it, where you can create a new path. You can walk this way, you can walk that way, you can go straight, you can go in a loop, however you want to do it. You're still able to create that path. But when you look back, understand that the path has been set. The path has been made. You can't go and change that. It's not that easy. Why? Because you can't erase it. You can't erase it. The mark has already been made. The mark is already there. But you can change the way you move forward. You can change the footprints that you make moving forward. Guys, I want you guys to understand that you're not alone when you're going through your problems. You're not the only one going through problems. Like I said, I find the last week to 2 weeks have been heavy on a lot of us. I've noticed a shift in energy within myself and within a number of you guys as well. I've noticed a shift in current situations that are showing that, you know, life's getting a little hard. Your things are getting tough. And you know what that means? We're right here. We're right here. We're testing. We're going through the final tests before we break through. We're going through the final tests before that breakout to the upside. We're going to go through the hardest trials and tribulations. But once you can figure out those problems, once you can figure out everything, you know, that's going wrong and find a way to internalize it, find a way to bring it in, to analyze and make it yours. You have to learn how to make it yours. You can't let it get the best of you, right? There's only 2 people that can mess up your dream. There's only 2 people in this entire world that can mess up your dream. Okay? God, or the highest power, or whoever it is you believe in, and trust me, he's not going to do it. Because he put you here for a purpose. He put you here for a reason. He's not going to mess it up for you. The other person is you. The other person is you. You're the only other person that can mess up your dream. You're the only person technically that can mess up your dream, because God won't do it. He can. He won't do it. Everything happens for a reason. Right? Everything happens for a reason. Perspective. We take George Floyd's death, right? Let's look at it from perspective of his family. His family's probably saying, why him? Why? It's not fair. Shouldn't have been him. Well, look at the impact that it's had on the world. It may not make sense to you. It may not make sense in the small, scheme of things. It's bigger than us. It's bigger than you. It's bigger than me. But on a global scale, look at how the entire world has come together, especially during a pandemic that's happening. Right? Everything happens for a reason. Whole world shook. Whole world felt that. Right? His family might say, why did you take him? But look at the impact. Anybody see the video of his daughter sitting on, I think it's one of his friends' necks, saying, my daddy changed the world, my daddy changed the world. Literally changed the world. Perspective. Everything happens for a reason, right? He served his purpose here on this earth. It's unfortunate the way he went, but it had to happen like that for this to happen. It had to happen like that so that we can come together as one and realize what's happening and expose the systems that are not working anymore. Expose the reality of things that we're facing, right? There's a lot of exposures happening. There's a lot of revelations happening. There's a lot of change happening. Separation, elevation, right? Y'all know the post. There's going to be 3 types of people that come out of this. There's going to be billionaires, there's going to be millionaires, and there's going to be witnesses. 3 types of people are going to come out of this. You're going to play the victim the entire time, or you're going to use this time to help yourself grow. You're going to use this time to help yourself elevate. When things get hard, say thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Lord. Thank you to the highest power. Thank you to the universe. Because I know that on the other side of this is going to be the biggest blessing. I know that on the other side of this, next level. I know that on the other side of this, I'm going to be ready to conquer even bigger trials and even bigger tribulations and even bigger storms. Because I passed all the tests in this level. Bring me back to the video game analogy I used the other day. What happens when you don't beat a level? You go back to the beginning. You go back to the beginning. You try it again. You do it again, over and over and over and over and over. And you're not passing that level until you figure it out. Sometimes you're right there at the end and you still lose. What happens? You got to make your way back. You're going to get sent back to where you came from if you don't pass all the tests. Or you have something that we call, like I said, the fake out. Looks like it's going to break out, and then it humbles you. It brings you right back, right? But once you're able to pass all the tests, boom, you've now unlocked another level. You've now moved on to the next level, right? Life is a complete test. It's a test to see how strong you are. It's a test to see how resilient you are. It's a test to see if you can handle the things that you're asking for. Because everything that you want is already there. It's already done. It's already yours. But the thing is, it's not going to fall into your lap. You have to work. You have to work. You have to work. You have to become the person that you need to be in order to attain these things. Whether it's physical, whether it's materialistic, whatever the case is. Another quick analogy. I was a fat kid. I was a real fat kid. Like, I'm talking 180 pounds, 5 feet tall, fat kid, right? Ain't nothing wrong with it. It's just a fact, right? Hated it. I was very self-conscious after a point. Growing up though, my family didn't make me feel uncomfortable, but once you start to go through puberty and you start to, see different things and the crowd that you're around, I got uncomfortable. I got very uncomfortable. What happened? I had to work. I was always athletic, but now I'm a different type of athletic. Now I'm doing any and every sport I can possibly do within reason, right? I became a gym rat, always working out, always working out. Got to a point in high school where I'm working out 5 days a week, 3 times a day, because I had goals. I had physical goals I wanted to reach, and I knew that it wasn't going to fall into my lap, and I knew that it was a consistent, every single day process. I had to show up every day, show up every day, show up every day, put in the work, get in my rest, and get back to the work, put in the work, put in the work. And it wasn't until maybe within the last year that I finally took a good look at myself in the mirror and said, damn, Reese, you did that. You did that. Love you, Mel. I realized that for anything that you guys want, anything that you want in life, you have to continue to show up. You have to continue to show up, right? You have to continue to show out. You have to continue to challenge yourself. You have to continue to put in the effort. You have to continue to fight. You have to continue to fight. You have to continue to fight. And sometimes you may not understand it. Sometimes you may not understand why you go through the things that you go through. Sometimes you may not understand why you get treated the way you get treated. Sometimes you may not understand why you encounter certain situations. And I know each and every one of us has our stories. But then the only time I look back is to give thanks for where I've come from, is to give thanks for the things that I've gone through, because they've shaped me to who I am today. They've shaped me to become this person so that I'm able to handle more situations, so that I'm able to push through and grow through, not just go through, but grow through the problems that I'm facing, right? I look at all the different, it doesn't even have to be the bad things, guys, the good things. I look at all the different accolades that I have, right? I look at all the different awards and the different presentations and events and things that I've hosted and helped run and everything. I've looked at my work life. I go and I analyze every single situation I've been in, good or bad. And I understand why I had to go through it. I understand that I needed to go through it. I understand that if I didn't go through it, I may be missing a key component that I needed to be, or that I needed for me to be here. Never play the victim. Never ever play the victim, because you don't know what the highest power has in store for you. You don't know the things that are shaping you for the future trials and tribulations to come. You remember, we don't know the future. We have a vision of what it is that we want to become, yes, but understand that we don't know what we're going to encounter on the way there. So a lot of the things that we go through, a lot of the things that test us in that moment in time, you may be mad, you may be frustrated, you may be like, I'm done, I'm quitting, I'm giving up. You may completely take a step back. But once you start to analyze, and once you start to look at everything that's around you, everything that's happening around you, the people that you've met, the information that you've encountered, right? The frustrations, the storms that you've gone through, you look back and you realize, I can't stop. I've made it too far to stop now. I've made it too far in this journey. I've learned so much. I've progressed so much that I can't stop now. Right? And you also want to understand that there's so much more to come. Not just trials and tribulations, but even bigger and better blessings in abundance. We are just scraping the surface. This is just the foundational work. To build a foundation takes some real deep work. When you look at a plant and you plant a seed, right? The last thing to grow is the fruit. First, you got to wait for the roots to really grow down deep into the earth and grip itself. And really, you know, get fed by the nutrients of the earth, of the soil, of the soil, sorry, right? Really got to dig deep and ingrain yourself and have that solid foundation so that when you do grow up, you don't fall over. When you do grow up, you have that steady foundation to hold you up. And that's the way I look at our family right now, especially at the numbers that we're at right now. Especially for you guys that show up every single day. I'm so grateful for y'all, man. You have no idea. Right? Building the bonds with each other, building that relationship with each other. That's all foundational work. That's the roots growing and growing down and gripping more soil and becoming stronger and to have that better support. So that now once you start to see the plant grow, you know when you start to see the plant sprout from the soil? It's sprouting because now it has that solid foundation. And the crazy thing is the more it starts to grow up, the deeper the roots start to get as well. The roots don't fully form and then the plant grows. No. It happens both ways. It's a balancing effect, right? The plant starts to grow, the roots get deeper. The plants grow even more, the tree grows even more, the roots get even deeper and deeper, right? Finally, you have this big tree, big tree. Once you have a big solid tree, then you know that the tree is healthy. You know that the tree is strong. You know that the tree has gone through it, gone through the storms, gone through the winds, gone through the heavy, hot heat, gone through all the rain. During all of it, it is still growing. It is still growing. It is still growing, getting deeper and deeper and deeper. The more struggles, it gets deeper. The more trials, it gets deeper. The roots entangle within each other, holding each other up, holding each other together, being one. So anybody tries and come, y'all ever try to push down a tree? Who's ever pushed down a tree? I mean like a solid trunk tree. I'll wait. Because the roots are so deep. They're so far ingrained into the earth, into the soil, and within each other. It's so strong that you can't push it down. That's the way we have to look at this family when we grow. How deep are our roots? How much work are we putting in to make sure that our bonds are tight, to make sure that our foundation is laid, foundation is set? We are still a fresh tree that has just been planted, right? The last thing to grow is the fruit. And with proper nurture and with proper care and with proper just everything, right? Now you've not only created a fruit, now you've not only bared a fruit from that tree, but now you've created a home for other animals as well. You've created a home for birds. You've created a home for squirrels. You've created a home for owls. If there's like a hole in the tree, y'all know those holes in the tree that the owls like to sit in, like, ooh. Right? You've created a home on top of bearing the fruit. Let's put it into perspective within our business. The fruit could be the profits. Everybody's making profits. Everybody's eating. Everybody is. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Drop a one if you can hear me. Mama, check your connection. All right? The fruit is the profits. The fruit is the results. The fruit is new family coming in, whatever the case is. The fruit is impact, right? Now the home is us. The home is the foundation. The home is a new wave, opulence, gems. The home is now Six Elite, Jenna Wealth. The home is now where we show up for each other. The home is now where we hang out together, where we talk to each other, where we continue to build those relationships. That is our home. We have built a solid foundation. The fruit is growing, right? Sometimes you have trees that lose branches. It's unfortunate. That's a sign, and again, in translation, people are gonna fall off. It is what it is. It's all part of the process, right? But once you're here to help build that foundation, and once we nurture it properly and feed it properly, we're going to have very little branches that fall off. We're going to have a very strong, nourished tree. You guys can tell a dead tree from a live tree. The dead tree has no leaves. The dead tree's wood looks old. It looks hollow. It looks very, very famished. Like, you want some water? You want some milk? I'm sorry. When you look at a live tree, it's evergreen. It's full. The branches are strong and thick, and it moves within the waves, and it moves and it sways here and there. The leaves still stay. The branches still stay. The tree doesn't knock over. The tree doesn't fall down. I use this analogy because I was at a funeral top of the week, and literally just before we left the funeral, a tree branch fell off of a tree that was dead. The tree itself had barely anything. It was just the branches. The wood was just, you can tell it was a dead tree. Poor thing. Branch fell off the tree. You look around, you look at the other trees, solid, strong, green leaves, beautifully swaying in the wind. Storms are gonna come. You're gonna move. Storms are gonna come. Don't let the storm take you away. Don't let the storm win. We are strong enough. We are powerful enough to walk through those storms and to fight those storms. Right? We have each other. Let's just say we're in a storm with 150 kilometer winds. Sorry, we're in Canada, so we use kilometers, guys. Okay, 150 kilometers per hour, whatever, winds. That's how heavy the winds are. For my Canada people, y'all know how strong that type of wind is. Now imagine you standing by yourself in those winds. You're gonna struggle. You're gonna struggle to walk against the wind. You're gonna struggle to move. The wind is coming this way, but you're walking this way because your journey is like this. Exactly, knock you over. Has anyone actually gotten knocked over by wind before? I know I have. It was a while ago, but I have. I've gotten knocked over by a wind. Like, the winds can get strong, right? Now imagine if you were linking arms with somebody and you're now fighting through that wind. Now you're both going the same direction. Now you link arms. You're not just linking arms, just la-dee-dee-dee. Now you're linked, you're locked. You're locked in now, right? Now imagine if you had somebody else on your other side too. Now you're locked in. You got somebody on your left and somebody on your right. Wow, totally did it the wrong way. Doesn't matter. You got somebody on each side of you, okay? Now let's say the person on your right now has somebody on their right side too. Even stronger force. Now you guys are pushing left, right, left, right. Now you got somebody else on your left side to the left of them. Now you got 5 people in your chain. Left, right, left, right. Now y'all are pushing through these winds because y'all have each other. Y'all are holding each other up. Y'all are strong together. You're all going through the storm. You're all going through the wind. You're all going through the battle, but you have each other. Y'all are locked in. Left, right, left, right. Then you have more add on to the end that way. More that add on to the end that way. More that add on to the end that way. You know what's gonna happen? Y'all just gonna move so flawlessly through the storm. So flawlessly because you have that effort. You have that chain. Think about all 14 of us. Linked arms. 200 kilometers worth of wind. Anybody would fall over on their own. Anybody would fall over maybe even with 2 people. But 14 of us, 200 kilometers, ain't nobody getting knocked over. Even if the end drops, nah, I got you, get up. Because I have a whole support system behind me. Get up, I got you. Let's go. Come on now. Link back, left, right, right. Somebody may trip. Nah, we got you, get up. We're going together, get up. Left, right. We're just pushing. Doesn't matter what comes our way. Doesn't matter what trees are losing branches that are hitting us in the face. Doesn't matter what leaves are hitting us in the face. Doesn't matter what rain and what hail and what snow. It doesn't matter what's hitting us in the face. We're linked, we're locked, we're strong together. Left, right. And we push. and we work. Next thing you know, there's the rainbow. Next thing you know, we're at the top of the hill. Next thing you know, there's the sunshine. And when you look left, this way, my bad, and you look right, whole family's with you. Whole family's with you. Why? Because we had each other. We hold each other up. We're each other's support system. United we stand. Now imagine all 14 of us going through those winds without touching each other. Or even just holding hands. Even if we're just holding hands, just imagine going through the winds, 200 kilometers an hour holding hands, going through these winds. Do you think the force would be as strong just holding a hand like this versus like linking arms, like linking each other up? Do you see the difference in the power of the effectiveness when you have a tight bond? This bond it's still a bond. But when you really like link arms with somebody, that's a tighter bond. It's harder to break that bond. Y'all ever play Red Rover? Anybody ever play Red Rover when they were a kid? Anybody know that game, Red Rover? Maybe just me. I know I twisted my ankle in Red Rover. United we stand.
I know it, Reese.
Here we go. Here we go. Red Rover, right? They actually had to ban the game back in elementary school because too many kids were getting hurt. But besides the point, it was so much easier. It's violent, yeah. Red Rover is basically, so you have two teams, right? Red Rover, we call somebody, you pick somebody out from the other crowd. So you have two teams and everybody's holding hands, right? Now, depending on how you hold the hand, you're gonna choose who to run through. It doesn't matter who you run through. You can pick whatever hole you wanna run through. But however you hold the hand is gonna determine how strong that bond is. And what happens is, if they break through your hands, then they go back to their other side. They won that one. If they don't break through their hands and you hold them up, now they're on your team. Basically, the end goal is to have the most people on your side by the end of it, right? So you used to pick the people, you used to look at the weak bonds. You used to look at the weak bonds and used to run through those ones to get through, right? But there were some people who used to hold their hands like this. This is much stronger than holding your hand like this, or however it is. It's much stronger. Holding your hand wrist by wrist, it's much stronger. But let me tell you the injuries. That's besides the point, right? The people who ran through the arms like this, most of the time got snagged. Most of the time they didn't get through. Why? Because that bond was strong, that support was strong. The ones that held their hands like this, with enough force, you run right through that. You push right through it. Same thing, right? Shall I pass here? Okay, back in the day. Yep, that's how it is. People used to get clotheslined. Like I said, I sprained my ankle one day. Someone actually broke their leg one day. Like it gets really violent. It gets really violent. They banned it, but that just goes to show you how strong those bonds are. Hurt my shoulder. There you go. That goes to show you how strong those bonds are that you have to break. Just from the difference of holding here. And sometimes they would hold like this by the elbow, by the elbows. I'm holding your hand by your elbow. You're holding my hand by the elbow. The ones that are holding like this, gone. I'm running through that. Don't play. I was a big kid. Remember I said that. Van der Waal bonds. Don't kill me. Right? So at the end of the day, family, we just gotta craft. We gotta thrive, right? There's two options when facing a challenge. You either succumb to it or you overcome it. That's the only two. You don't get stuck in the middle of it. It's either you win or you don't. It's either you do it or you don't. It's either you pass it or you don't. It's like when you're faced with a 6-foot wall. Can you get over it or not? Right? But at the end of the day, it's all about the attitude and the language. Some people carry adversity. Some people carry problems, and you wear it on them. You can see it all over them. You can see the stress. You can see the problems. You can see the hurt. You can see the heartache. You can see that they're going through it. And some people will have the hugest smile on their face, and you will never know that they're dealing with the darkest times. You will never know. So what's your attitude towards your current situation? What's your attitude towards the things that you're going through? Are you playing victim, or are you looking for solutions? Right? Sometimes it may not be a right now fix. My journey, my vessel, my way of revolution is to study, educate myself, internalize everything that's going on right now, work on who I am to become a better version of me so that I can continue to add value to everybody moving forward, so that I can truly be the change that I want to see. I don't want to just keep talking about the change, talking about it, yap, 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 yap. Oh, things need to change, things need to change. What are you doing to change? What are you doing to help the situation that's happening right now? Talking about it, talk is cheap. Move with actions. Let your actions speak for itself, right? Don't let the trials and tribulations mess up your day or your week. Don't let your trials and tribulations mess up your day or your week. It may get hard. It will get hard. But your best days should be on your rainy days. It's already a bad day. It's already a bad week. So why are we going to let this crisis go to waste? We might as well do something productive. Might as well do something to make it work. Might as well do something to help us out. I'm having a really crappy day today. You know what? At least let me read. Let me pick up a book. Let me educate myself. Or let me analyze some information. And let me read through my notes. And let me study something. It's already been a bad day. I'm already having the roughest day. Let me pick myself up in some sort of way. Or let me just get to the grind. Because I don't want to keep having these bad days, especially if it's something that happens over and over and over again that you know could be avoided just if you change your situation. You know that your trial and your tribulation can just completely disappear if you change your situation, if you change where you're at. So what are you going to do? I'm going to work. I'm going to work. I'm going to work. Because if it keeps happening to me, knowing that I know what I need to do to fix it, then it's my fault. There's only two people that can mess up your dream. Remember that. One is God, and he's not going to do it on purpose. He's not. The other is yourself. Example, if you ever get fired from your job and you cry, why me? Why me? Nah, sweetheart. Nah, not why you. You got fired because you were destined for more. You got fired because the highest power has a better plan for you. I always say the Lord doesn't take anything from you that he doesn't plan on giving you back greater. Right? Fear everything and run, or face everything and rise. It's forget everything and run, actually, but I respect it. I respect it. So which one are you going to do? You're going to face it? You're going to face it and rise? You're going to forget everything and just run? You're just going to just say it. F it. I'm out. Deuces. I can't do this no more. Nah. You're going to face adversity in the face and get up. Let me know. What are you going to do? Right? When something happens, or I already said that. I lied. Remember, all things work together. Work together for the good. Work together for the good. We got to be a collective effort. United we stand, divided we fall. Right? Build the roots. Build that foundation. We work with each other. We love each other. That's the roots. That's the home. The fruits and the leaves, that's the result. That's the result of such a loving home. That's the result of the good nurturing. That's the result of the support system that we have. So don't shy away from adversity. When things get really hard, say thank you. I'm going to get through this, because right on the other side of this is going to be the next level. Right on the other side of this, things are going to be great. Right? I want to show y'all something real quick. And my background might get a little loud, but I want to show y'all. Good flood. Good flood. Good flood. You look at that two ways. One, we had a 3-story flood in my house that we have to repair. That's just one floor. The other 2 floors look the same. House is going to be under construction for a little bit. Or number 2, we use this time right now as an opportunity to renovate. We wanted to do it anyways. Perspective. How do you deal with your adversity? How do you deal with things that are going on in your life? Right? Y'all let me know how you feel. How are you feeling in this chat? How are you feeling today? How are you feeling after this conversation? How are you feeling about the information? Talk to me, talk to me. Got stronger. Anybody want to unmute themselves, go ahead. I hope I provided some value to you guys today. I hope I was able to open up your perspective a little bit more. Hope I was able to get you to realize things in a different way. Motivated, resilient. I love the motivation. I need us to be dedicated too, though. Always open up my mind with this GEMS call. So I'm here for. And I like to hear the feedback so I know that I'm reaching you guys, because if I'm not adding value, I'm not going to waste your time. I don't want to waste your time. I respect all of you guys for being here. I respect you guys for allowing me to take up your time. And let's just share some thoughts. Now, how do you feel after everything you said? Do you feel like a better person? I do it for y'all. Really and truly. I feel better knowing that I was able to do something different, that I was able to change a perspective, or if I was able to add value to y'all's lives. These are things that I do on a daily. Right? That's all it is. Wouldn't necessarily say I feel like a better person or whatever. I just know that I'm going through my adversity. I know that I'm going through the growth. I know that that storm is going to be gone at some point, or at least the heavy bulk of it. I know that we have such a strong support system that I'm not fighting alone. I'm not pushing alone. I know that we got each other. I know that everybody's growing through it, right? We have our momentum push, and then we have our stages of consolidation. And then we work, and we work, and we work, and we work. We get tested, we get tried, we get chewed up, and we work, and we break out to the upside, because we never stopped working. We never stopped putting the effort in. We never stopped trying. I don't even like to say that. I'm gonna give y'all push-ups. I'm gonna give y'all push-ups. Don't worry, I got you. I'll hold myself accountable to that. All right? But honestly, family, that's all from me. Stand up and face your adversity in the face. Grab it by the neck. Got you. Shake it up a little bit. I love y'all so, so much. My kings and queens, y'all hold your heads up high. Vibrate high. Be the best versions of you. Let's get it. Love y'all so much. Later.